All right. Okay. So I um I decided to start this today's session with literature search with AI tips and tools and exploring many available specialized AI tools specifically designed for research and touch on and highlight some of the features that we can actually have when we discuss that. Any questions, any comments? Okay. So in today's session, um, we will discuss where does AI come into play, um, the literature search with general purpose or common AI tools versus specialized AI tools, the different tools categorized as connectors as well as finders, um, what kind of AI features available in the established and traditional databases that we use in order to conduct our literature review and find articles, um, considerations, including objectivism, ethics, and privacy, finding the right tool, how to do that, some tips on that, traditional search versus AI literature search. Uh, should we combine them? Should we use one over each other? AI tools and other steps of research, and then planning your literature review with code and specialized AI tools. And then we end this up with a task by going into breakout rooms with your coaches, and then you discuss and you practice the task with the tools that we discussed today based on your preferences, and you come up to wrap up at the end your findings given what you practiced already. All right. So where does AI come into play here? So as Dr. Dio mentioned, not every AI research tool has the same features. That's why we don't have one size fits all AI tool. And then the common features are actually the of using specialized AI tools for doing literature review that instead of using specialized keywords in traditional databases, we can use natural language queries. And then depending on the strategy used for conducting these queries, they can come up with these specialized keywords that you can take to traditional databases and then um, apply it on the traditional databases. We will see how this happens in one of the AI specialized tools and show you these generated keywords and how you can take it to traditional databases. Also, the ability to analyze large amount of bibliographic data and full texts. But there is a question on the relevance and how they decide the relevance of the articles for these AI tools. It's not really revealed clearly on how the relevance is decided. Basically, it reads the abstract, sometimes only the titles. There are some limitations. Like, for example, one of the tools, it reads only the titles, not the abstracts. And most of them, they read the abstracts only to decide the relevance of these articles. And also generating an answer and adding columns, filtering. One of the issues really is that there are premium versions for all of these tools, most of them actually. So far, the only one that I paid for is the site, SCIT. We will discuss also that as a specialized AI literature review search. Post-processing the results is one of the issues, and also find the connections between other publications using and generating a thematic links for you. Here is an example. Um, ORKG. It's a privacy-friendly tool. If you click on that, Okay. Here you can put your query. For example, we will have for today's session one question, like for example, does customer satisfaction impact customer loyalty? So as you can see, based on top 5 papers, how this was decided, for example, right? And here, as you can see, it's generated, the output is generated in the form of a table. Anyone has an idea about this one? TLDR? So this means too long, didn't read, skill. We will talk about skills also. Um, that Claude and other AI tools use, which is pre-defined strategy workflow to conduct the search and come up with the answer. So as you can see here. So this is a skill. We will mention that and talk about it in a moment. As you can see, there are different filters that you can filter through, and you can add your own filter, as you can see here, the topic, and so forth. You can also share, you can export in different versions, as you can see here. And the cool feature about this that it's privacy friendly, which means that what you put here, based on the policy provided here, it's not reshared or reused, and not used for training the models as well. So this one is a finder. This is considered as a finder tool to find articles for your literature search. And this is another example of a connector tool. Okay. And this is a Research Rabbit. All right, we will discuss another connector one, but you provide the seed article, DOI, or the title. For the article, it gives you the relevant articles based on the relevance, based on the year, right? And it gives 2 axes, the horizontal axis and vertical axis, to show you this cool visualization based on creating the connection between these articles. And you can create your own library and then download these articles and download it to your local computer, and then start working on these papers. There are many tools, as we mentioned, categorized as all-purpose AI tools or common tools that we all use. ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Copilot, Perplexity, and so forth. Here are some selected finders, connectors. We'll touch on some of these. I included the limitations, the features of all of these finders and all of these connectors, as well as we have established sites and tools that implemented AI features. For example, Elsevier, there's Leap Space. So if you click here, so this is inside Science Direct, as you can see here. It gives you 14 days unlimited access, as you can see here. And then you can explore topics, you can find funding, discover experts. So you enable deep research if you want really to understand deeply some research questions, discover the gap, make analysis. So I would click on that one for deep research whenever you want to do these sort of activities or tasks. Okay. I'm gonna pause here. Everything is okay so far? Any comments? Any? Yes. Dr. Nikki, I think you raised your
Yeah,
hand.
yeah, yeah,
Go
yeah.
ahead.
Um, I just call me Nikki. I was just looking for that Finder tool that the link because I have it pulled up here where it looks like it creates it's the results and networks, the literature search, was it related words cited,
D d
citing thematical, that one right before, yes, on the slide number 7, page 7.
This
Is that
one?
does that come from the or
This
app?
this from Research Rabbit.
Research. Okay. All right. Because I was trying to click on that. So, okay. Just go to Research Lab.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. You're welcome. There is a link here down under connectors. If you go to connectors in the slide, down, there's a direct link for that one. Yeah. Okay. Um, now, let's talk about literature search with all-purpose AI tools. In 22, we had a lot of hallucinations, and there was a general recommendation that we don't use ChatGPT for literature search because the only thing that you get is hallucinated results. But right now it's not the case. Um, we have many features that was enhanced, really, were enhanced actually. So we have the live access to the web that because um, these tools, general purpose AI tools like Claude and ChatGPT and so forth, they are now connected with databases and external databases as well. And because of the feature of having deep research, if you go there, we will have a demonstration on that in a moment. So just trying to give you the insights about it before we go over this in a demonstration. And there is here access to external databases. So for example, there is something called Scholar Gateway. Anyone use this one before? So this is an external database, right, from Wiley. As you can see here, it's something that you can link to your cloud. So if you go to cloud, and if you go to connectors, browse connectors, as you can see, Scholar Gateway.
Dr. Obida, is this your interface? Is it Cloud Pro? Is that a
Yes,
paid version? Okay, got it.
yes. This interface is a Claude Pro. Does anyone would like to share and see how it looks like at their end so I can walk you through it? Feel free to do that. Like adding Scholar Gateway, for example, as a connector to your cloud.
Sorry, Dr. Obida, I think I'm behind a little bit, but did
Mhm.
you provide the cloud for us to download or no?
Actually, I'm not using the desktop version. I'm using the web. So all what I did is just go to Claude AI on the
Okay.
web, and then I just opened the new chat. If you click here, connectors, add
Uh-huh.
connector, and then browse connectors.
Okay.
Dr. Tucker, do you have?
I was saying I don't mind sharing to
Yeah, please
figure
go
out.
ahead.
So I
Yes.
just go to share. Just trying to, my computer's a little slow.
Mhm.
Uh, can everyone see my screen?
It's coming up.
Okay. Wow. It didn't allow? Looked like it came back. Some type of permission came up.
Oh. Uh, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you
So
said
if
go
you
to here.
Yeah, if you go to if you want to connect your general purpose AI tool or the most common AI tools that we use to external databases like Wiley, for example, you go to connectors, add connector, and then browse connectors. And then you look up in the search box on the top, you look up Scholar Gateway. If you click here, it will take you here.
So click, go back to where, how do I get back to my,
Can you click on Get Started? Because it needs to do the connection. So if you have ORCID or Google account, this works, any of these. You hit connect. You confirm. All right. Now, if you go to the plus sign as one more time, go to connectors, you will see this one is enabled, Scholar Gateway.
yes.
So now if you try to search for something, for example, no, before that, if you hit the plus button and you go to, do you see the web search?
Yes.
Yeah, just click on it to disable it, and then click on plus button, and then click on research. Awesome. And then now put any research question that you have in your area that you are interested in to be answered.
Um,
Okay. As you can see, it asks you, it prompts you to pick which connector you want to have to answer this question. And you might have so many connectors, you can disable and enable the connector that you would like to get the answer from. So I would just disable the Cloud Code remote, yeah, and just keep this one and hit confirm.
Claude seems to take
Mm-hmm.
longer time. So is the Claude Fable the this 5, is that the Prover? I know I pay a monthly subscription, but I'm not sure. Is
Because
that
because you restricted, because you're asking why it's slow. Is this what you're asking about?
yeah, like it's so this is not the Pro version.
Yeah, if it's not the pro version, yeah, it will take more time. And now it takes more time and more time, even when you restrict the search to specific databases as well. This is how it works. But the answer will come up. All right.
Okay.
Dr. Dio, do you have a question?
Yes. can we select more than one connector? Is
Do
it
do you want
possible?
to share your screen, Dr. Dio?
I can stop share.
Thank you so
Would
much.
that help? Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
so I have to log in, but I just wanted to know if it's possible when Dr. Talker picked just one connector, can we pick multiple connectors?
of course. Yes,
Okay,
you can. Yes, you
all right,
can.
cool.
Yeah. Any other questions? Any other comments? Dr. Tucker, did you receive any outputs so far?
No, it says 6 sources and counting. It's still
Okay.
filtering. Yeah.
Okay.
It says 1 minute
Any
left.
okay. Any other colleagues would like to share their screen, show us their findings?
I
Feel free
can,
to do that.
but
Yeah.
it's still working. Mine's still working as well.
Okay. Are you using the pro version or the free version?
The pro version.
Okay.
So, Dr. Obadiah, just for my clarification, so the monthly subscription, that is the pro version.
Yes.
So that's what I do have.
Oh, okay.
Um, so I just want to make sure that I connected
Yes, it's
the
connected.
Scholar Gateway to I use the same Gmail account that I have for my subscription for
Yeah.
Claude. Okay.
Yeah. It takes time sometimes, depending on the database that it's trying to access and all of that stuff.
Okay.
But it will be coming. And Dr. Tucker, I would appreciate if you can let us know once you get a result so we can share it with colleagues.
Okay,
Uh,
sure.
thank you. Dr. Satun, do you have a question or?
Yes, I had a question because
Mhm.
I just created my account for the Claude. I'm looking at the free option and I'm just wanting to know what are the pros and cons of like I know you said you're using it as like as a your website to the cloud, but I also see that it talks about putting it on your desktop. Are there any restrictions? Because if I'm using a Bowie State laptop, is it okay if I download? Are they, what's the pros and cons of either one of those?
Yeah, very good question, Dr. Satun. So actually, one of the pros that you can download, you can utilize so many use cases not available with the free version. Like for example, the thing that you can do with the free version is the chat, the project functionality or feature. But when it comes, for example, to co-work and the code, for example, this is something that we will touch on tomorrow's session and the upcoming sessions as well. You will not be able to use these features unless you are in the pro version. That's the issue.
Okay, and then for the pro version, I, I should download it to my desktop, or does that matter?
And we will talk about the desktop
Okay.
version versus the web-based version in tomorrow's session, and you will see the results generated in both cases, and you will get an opportunity to um, compare the results in both
Okay.
versions and the difference. So when you are working on the desktop, the cool thing about it that you can work locally on your drive instead of working on the web, which is a great feature actually for those who would like to, compromise the privacy against other issues. Okay,
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome. And please, colleagues, if you have any other tips, tricks, you want to add something, feel free to add. I'm just trying to share with you what I what already learned from previous trainings as well. So please, I'm sure that we have other colleagues who are knowledgeable about these topics and they have rich information they can share with all of us. So please feel free to do that and unmute yourself anytime you want to share your insights or comments about it. All right, Dr. Tucker, I think you raised your hand.
Hi, yes, I just wanted to say that the results have finished populating.
All right. So if you can share, please, we would appreciate it.
Pretty remarkable. Even tells you like the evidence gap.
Mm-hmm.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
So here we are. I'm just trying
Yes.
to make this where it's the whole entire screen. Here we are.
All right.
So just kind of scrolling down here.
Yeah, by using the TL too long didn't read scale by Claude, it follows a certain strategy in order to structure the output for you in this way by, for example, including key findings, including insights, including conclusions, details. So it follows what's already indicated there. So if you are unhappy about this structure, you can include and generate your own scale and let Claude frame the structure for you every time for whatever question that you have for your research over and over. Use the same scale, your own customized scale. If you are unhappy with this scale used by Claude, the TLDR scale. All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Tucker, for sharing. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
We have any other colleagues raise their hand
To
before
run
we
it
move
on the,
forward?
I was trying to run it on the free, not the non-pro version, but I did connect it with my, 1 second, can you see my screen?
Not yet, Dr. Shinibasan.
Okay. So can you see my, now it should be coming up.
It's coming up, yep.
Okay, I was trying to do this for my paper, but I did connect with the scholarly one, but it's not giving me what I was looking for. Do you know what is the prompting not right here?
Okay, so if you scroll up, please. So you connected it with the Scholar thing?
Yeah, I
Okay.
did connect. Yeah, so I did the connectors and it's Scholar Gateway, right?
Yes, yes. Okay, so what you was looking for?
I was looking for the disparity in healthcare, Medicare, and Medicaid in the state.
Mm-hmm.
Give all. I mean, I didn't. I just wrote. I was looking for related articles which has published something in this line.
Okay, we will try other tools. Don't give up, Dr. Shinibasan. It's coming up.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Because this one, it has limitations, and this one has access to certain databases, which is not basically the medical ones. So, for example, maybe you should connect it. Dr. Srivasan, if you can go back, please,
Can I share?
and share.
Can you
Yeah,
share my screen
please.
again?
Yes,
Okay.
please. So there's another one called PubMed database. I
Okay.
think it's more relevant to what you are looking for.
So you want me to change the connector, right?
Yes. So if you go to the plus sign again, and then browse connectors, it's freezing for some reason, or yeah, there we go. So you just
It was.
look up PubMed.
Yeah. PubMed. Okay.
Yeah, PubMed. Yes, there we go. You add it. And then if you want to restrict the you can start a new session as well.
You mean new session? It's a new chat session?
Or you
Because
can
only this, I think
continue.
this Zoom is
You
blocking me.
you can connect on that one as well.
Okay. So this parent.
Meanwhile, I will go ahead and address Dr. Walker's comment or question.
Hi, Dr. Obadiah. You
Hi.
mentioned the PubMed database, and I'm
Yeah.
familiar with that one. But the fact that you mentioned that one leads me to ask if the AI tool that you use, whether the AI tool that you use, is it only as effective? You know, is the effectiveness based on the databases? Do you have to know the databases to to use in
Yes,
order for your AI tool to be effective?
correct. Thank you so much for your question, Dr. Walker. And this is very important to know. Each specialized AI tool is working perfectly with specific and certain databases. So you should know the mapping between each specialized AI tool and the database that it works and suit very well for the topics in that database. So we will, I already have structured, a summarization for each of these specialized AI tools and the database that's connected to and linked to. And then you can see it in the slides as well. But this is a very, very important thing to consider whenever you want to use one of these tools. Right? Dr. Williams?
Yes, I just wanted to comment too. One of the benefits I like with this AI tool is when they give you the summation, but at the bottom, it will also give you the actual links to the articles. So for most
Correct.
of us who are very much like we want to read it ourselves to see if that interpretation was correct, you can actually just click on the link and it'll take you right to the article. So I kind of love that about it as well. So it kind of cuts down some steps.
Yes, yes, I totally agree with this. And this is very important, as you mentioned. All right. We will also discuss other specialized tools that can let you do more on that space as well. Dr. Srinivasan, how is it going with this one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
So is there a way we can connect with Google Scholar, or is just that only PubMed and
very good question. Very good question. So far, Claude, ChatGPT, and these kind of common AI tools are not connected with Google Scholar, but there's something called
okay.
Google Scholar Lab.
Yeah,
We
hello.
will we will touch on that one in a moment. And there's another specialized specialized AI tools that is connected, only one connected with the Scholar, Google Scholar. So we will discuss that in a moment, Dr. Srinivasan. All right.
Okay.
Any other comments, questions before we move forward? Dr. Srinivasan, if you can just let me share my screen.
Yeah, I'm just stopping sharing. Yes, the computer froze for me.
Thank you. Okay. Let's keep going.
I just want to make a comment. It looks like the old days of doing the literature review, the old-fashioned way and the time that it required in the review. Wow, I just say thank you. I didn't know this was available.
Oh yeah, you're welcome.
It cuts
And
the time.
yeah, and there are so many other features as well as we will discuss in a moment as well. So stay tuned. Thank you so much for your comment. So here that just to follow up on Dr.'s Walker comment, she mentioned that it depends on the database that the tool has access to. This is one of the factors that you should really consider whenever you want to use one of these AI all-purpose or special purpose AI academic research AI tools as number 4, the database that the tool has access to. So consider that really whenever you want to use one of these tools. And the tool itself, the chosen language model, as well play an important role in that. and the chosen mode, the deep research as well, is a feature that you have in both Claude as well as ChatGPT, and even with AI specialized tools. So some tools generate lists of publications actually with incorrect metadata, like the DOI and the journal, the link, the title, the year, the author. It still can provide mistakes, and then we have really to verify and double check that before we have it in our manuscript. So based on many samples tested, it's indicated that ChatGPT and Claude, they work very well with literature search, but still they have minor mistakes. That's why we have to double check and keep verifying. Gemini and Perplexity, sometimes literature search work relatively well. Sometimes the answers contain a lot of mistakes. And then Copilot is categorized as really the worst one among these common tools when it comes to literature search in particular.
So can you add the connectors to ChatGPT as well or no?
Connectors to ChatGPT, yes. Let
Okay.
me share this. So for example, this is Codex, right? Okay, I can just go here just because most of colleagues, they have the web-based version. If you go here, no, not here. If you go to apps, okay, the way I do it, hold on. You can search here. For example, Cite is one of the AI specialized tools. You can add it. We will discuss that as well in a moment, Dr. Srinivasan. But thank you for your question. I really appreciate it. Okay. Another thing also in Codex as well, as you can see, if you click on the plugins, there's plugins. If you go to plugins, you can, for example, add Cite, and you can try it in the chat.
Oh, okay.
And then you put, it restricts the question answering only for this one, as for that one.
Okay, so it doesn't go outside that size site. It keeps the domain.
No. Yes,
Okay.
exactly. And if you want to include more than one specialized AI tool and link it and connect it with that during the search, you can also add that one as well. For example, consensus, I think, is also one of the things that you can do. You can add here. Okay. Yeah, if you go to plugins, no, it's not here. It's not one of the partners with ChatGPT.
It was with Claude, but not with ChatGPT consensus.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, but you can try the plugins that we will touch on and highlight in today's session. That's why Cite, I pay for Cite actually. Use the pro version for that one. It's really good.
Okay.
It's connected with many general purpose AI tools. All right. Let's go back to here. So we have some few conclusions that I want to touch on. So using specialized AI tools does not mean that we have fewer time or less time actually to conduct the search in comparison with the traditional ones. It's helpful, but still it takes quite long time in order to do the search and get the results. And at the moment, most of all AI tools don't allow and restrict research to academic databases. That's why we use different, multiple specialized AI tools separately. And there's no possibility to filter results with some of them. That's why we use also, again, specialized AI tools in a fragmented basis. Deep research and access to external databases often offered in a premium version, which is something that we need the university support with that, especially with the search thing, and literature search in particular. The answers themselves and the results, we always need to double check them, verify the DOI, the authors, using traditional databases. Okay. So we have here specialized AI tools for academic literature search, and we touching on finders and connectors. Finders, those specialized AI tools that can help you to find relevant publications, and connectors, those specialized AI tools that can help you to create a network and connections between publications. Cite is one of them, by the way. Connected papers, research rabbits, also good examples of connectors as well. Finders tools, as you can see, we have a bunch of them, as you can see here. Okay, I think nobody mentioned that they use consensus or illicit, for example, based on the poll that we had. But I think Dr. Sarkar, he mentioned that he's using Google Scholar Labs. We'll touch on that one in a moment. Just want to say that many of these tools are good in finding, analyzing, and summarizing, synthesizing papers, especially English language papers and open access papers, especially in both fields, medicine and natural sciences. Google Scholar Lab, talking about this one, and Dr. Srinivasan, he asked about that one, Google Scholar. Why he asked about that? I think because it's the size and coverage for the Google Scholar is really greater than the size and coverage of the databases used by the current specialized AI tools. What does that mean? It means that, for example, most of these specialized AI tools, for example, as you can see, it uses the Semantic Scholar database, not Google Scholar database. And Semantic Scholar database is good and best suited for specific topics, specific disciplines, not for all disciplines like Google Scholar. So as you can see here, I provided the tables and the description for each of these tools, the limitations, what kind of filters you can do in each one of these, and some comments about it and the limitations. Okay. Here's another one, Asta. The thing about this one, it's, as you can see, it retrieves full text and articles from archives, only archives, as you can see here, which is really not good for a manuscript that you're trying to submit for a peer-reviewed journal. Consensus is one of the good tools that I currently use in a free version, not a premium version, actually. We will have a demonstration on that one as well. And as you can see, the databases that is linked to this specialized tool is Semantic Scholar. Illicit, also I use this one because it has nice features as well. We'll show you and demonstrate on that one in a moment. But also it uses a semantic scholar. Most of these, again, they are using semantic scholar, which is in coverage and size is less than Google Scholar, as I mentioned earlier. Okay. This one, I want to just click on that one, Google Scholar, a new version of Google Scholar. So as you can see here, this one is, I think, is launched in November 2025, just last year, and still under revisions and under training as well. So you can ask the question that you have in your mind. Impact. Loyalty.
So does this also include all the PubMed and everything? If you use Google Scholar Labs, it connects with everything, or no? Just
Yes. Google Scholar, yeah.
so if you are using this one, you don't need to do the connectors, right? You can just directly use this one with all your questions.
The issue with the connector, that the features that it has, and I will show you in a moment these features and how you can use it in one of the stages, for example, in your conduction of the literature review or conducting of your research, why it matters to use these features. And again, at the end, I'm showing you all the options, the limitations for each one, and then we have the awareness about each one of these, and then you ultimately decide in which stage you're going to use it and how you're going to use it, for which filtering, for which aspect you're going to do it.
Okay.
All right. Okay, as you can see here, what's the difference between this one and the Google, traditional Google Scholar? Do you see any differences?
Yeah, I mean, in this Google Scholar, it just gives you the article name, but this one gives you a summary of for each article. If you look at the first article, it tells you, it summarizes.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't know how good the summary is, but it at least gives you the summary than Google.
Exactly, the summary and the level of summary. And that's why we can use, for example, this one in one of the stages and then go to other specialized AI tools to have other detailed level of summary that is sufficient for what we're looking for in other specialized AI tools. Yeah. But at least you will have the good coverage of the articles and the results, as you can see here, and in this one. Again, relevant. How this metric is decided. Right. We have to question that.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go down here. There's another one, as you can see here. So this one has an access to Open Alex database. You connect, you upload your PDFs for the articles that you have, and then you can see the papers related to the topic, as you can see. As you can see, this is the limitation that I was talking about. It relies on getting the relevant articles based on the keywords in the title, not the abstracts, which is a questionable and good limitation. All right, this one, if you recall this one, ORKG, if you recall, this is privacy friendly. And then you already tried to do it, so it summarizes things in a table. And this is the database that it has an access to, the core. Discovery, our discovery, connected with PubMed, and plenty of As you can see, good external databases, as you can see here, and it's for all subjects. But the free version is not really good in comparison to the premium version for that one. And it's more expensive than Illicit when you compare that. Scholar inbooks. This good for life and natural sciences, as you can see here. And as you can see, some of these are archives databases. It covers some other topics, as you can see here. And it's the limitation that it's, as you can see here, suited for humanities and social sciences and law, as you can see. All right. Here's another one. AI science chat, AI PDF chat, and then connected to Semantic Scholar. As you can see here, this one can be used as a connector tool as well. I don't know if I can click on that one, show you. Remember, we are still covering the finders tools, right? And this one can be used as a finder as well as a connector tool. As you can see, you have to continue with some of them are really faster than the other also. This is one of the issues that you can also consider whenever you want to pick one of these AI tools and use it in a certain stage of your research, literature research. As you can see here, it's only 100 sources, as you can see here. You can add these sources to your library. As you can see, not so much features unless it will be unlocked once you upgrade it to the premium version. I don't use that one for me. Okay. Here's another one. Springer Nature, PubMed. It can show visualizations and categorization for the articles found, as you can see here. SciSpace, I like that one, and I use that one frequently. As you can see, this is the cool thing about it. It's connected with Google Scholar database and Semantic Scholar database, which gives wide coverage of finding articles and connecting articles together as well. And it can be used throughout the whole stages of conducting the research. As you can see, approximately all, I don't say, I don't agree 100% that it's all in one platform, but it's relatively can be used in each of these stages. So if you go to AI or the SciSpace, for example, very quick. There is a nice feature, which is about AI detector. It checks the originality of your manuscript. If it's AI written or human written. So if you click here, you You can upload your PDF and it tells you. For example, I have scanned one of the existing articles, not my article, and I got this result. So 14% AI detected, which is very low and acceptable one. I'm gonna pause now a little bit, see if anybody has any comments, any insights.
Is a Sciencebase, tell me that, is a Sciencebase prescription paid or it's free?
For now, I use it for free with
Okay.
this version. But it has free version and premium version.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I think you're welcome, Dr. Dio. I think we as faculty, we should really ask the library to have this subscription actually, for example, or the university to give us this really have the premium subscription for that one. It's really useful.
So for the consensus, they are willing to give the free subscription. The library just needs to kind of approach and do it. I mean, they're ready to give the free subscription to the entire university.
Yes, I heard about that, but not for Sciencebase, right, Dr. Srinivasan?
I don't know about Spice. Sorry. Okay. For the consensus, yes, they are giving free. For the Sciencebase, there is a faculty thing which I can share the link. You can apply and get free access to it, the premium version.
Okay, is it educational one?
Yeah, let me just share my screen. Can I share my screen?
Please do.
Yeah, I think I shared that a week ago. So, again,
Okay.
so this is the one I was referring to, Education Fellowship. So I applied for it. I haven't heard back
Yes.
from it, but you can apply and then they give you the complimentary access for it.
And when does it last? Is there any restriction on that one? Do you have to renew it do you have to renew it each semester, each year? How does it work?
I think it's a year. First year, I think they give it for a year and then you have to apply for it. They just want to check that your university email is active. That's all.
Okay, wonderful. Do you have the link, Dr. Srinivasan? If you can drop it in the chat box now as we speak about it, I think faculty will take it seriously and
So there is one more tool. I don't know if you want me to share with me. I did.
please.
So I use this one. I like this one. I didn't know about this one, but then I was also using the other one I like, which let me just share my screen.
Okay.
One second. So there is this notebook LLM. I like that very much. I use it pretty much. So whatever articles I need to read, I just put it here and then it tries to give me a good gist of it. So I use it. It doesn't do the search article, but whenever you have the articles which you want to read and kind of get an idea about it, it does a very good job of doing it. So I use
Yeah.
this one to. It's very good actually. I find this one.
Yeah. But the issue with it is the limitations. If you can speak about the limitation, Dr. Srinivasan.
This one is I mean for my use case, what I do is whatever the PDF, it's a big PDF, it's something which I want to read, and I don't get into, like, for this example, if there's NSF solicitation, which I technically like to go over it, but like it's too lengthy. So what I do is I upload it to this thing and then I ask questions and then it keeps grounded to it and answers it. The good thing about it is when I put a technical paper to this one, it tries to be more gives me a good response to what I'm looking for. So I found it's very good. Limitations, the thing is I don't use it for literature survey, but what I use it for is if I have a PDF, a big PDF, which has a lot of content and I want to kind of get some answers specifically from that, this one gives me this one gives me more relevant and correct responses compared to other like ChatGPT or Claude. Like
Correct.
the same PDF, it sometimes hallucinates, but this one sticks to the ground. It's like more refined version of RAG here.
Yes, yes. So what Dr. Srinivasan is saying, it really based the discussion and answer based on only the files included here, retrieved from here, the files uploaded by Dr. Srinivasan to give the summary and summarize it pretty well. But if you go to the features on the right-hand side, like creating infographics, for the summary, for example, there is a limitation on that one.
Okay.
And yeah, and the mind map and the audio podcasting and all that. There is a limitation on that one. That's the issue with that one. Yeah.
And
All right.
also, just want to add one more thing is if you have university email, the Google gives you the Gemini for free, the pro version for free for 1 year.
Yes.
I'm using that only to get the pro access.
Yes. Thank you so much for sharing, Dr. Shrivasan. Really appreciate it. Okay. Any other thoughts, insights?
Just to add comment.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Obidat. This information is very much helpful. Just to add on the side, Sciencebase, sometimes it also flag the original paper as AI generated. And in Twitter, some of the even faculties from Carnegie Mellon and other universities, they are kind of complaining that their papers in 1970s, 1980s, those papers are being treated as like AI generated. So it is kind of mixed, but in most of the cases, it gives good result. But just for some of the cases, it may give hallucinated answer.
Yes, yes. And once you upload it also for AI detection, I think that you increase the probability to have more and higher result of AI detection for that one. This is something, yeah, this happens as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for bringing all the tools.
Of course, Dr. Sarkar, thank you for the comment. All right. Let's go back here. And then this is Semantic Scholar where all other specialized AI tools actually are linked to. As you can see here, we discussed that one. This is another one. It's called Undermined. It uses a specific four-stage search algorithm by finding potentially relevant papers. Again, relevance is questionable for me always. Relevance classification, and then adjusting search and search again and calculate when almost all relevant papers have been found in the search. And there's here more information on this strategy used here. But the issue that it uses only Semantic Scholar, as you can see here. But it's also for all subjects, as you can see here. And here's another conclusion tables, 1 and 2. As you can see, the tool, the database that it uses, and as you can see, comment about it. Okay, for the connector tools, all right. As you can see here, we have many of them, as you can see here, just not like the finders. It's more than the connector tools, as you can see listed here in this session. But Cite is definitely one of them. Connected papers, Research Rabbit, widely used actually. You put the seed paper and then it connects you with other papers to get the thematic for the thematic use case for that one. Have anyone used one of these before? I think most of us used Research Rabbits and Connected and Cite. Any other usage for this one, for these tools? Anyway, I put you here again, summary of all of these connector tools. You can read it at your convenience here, along with comments. That's why the way that I like Cite, because it has indexing agreements with many publishers, as you can see here in many databases. All right. So we have AI features in established databases and search engines, as I mentioned, like Xavier and other giant external databases, which provides the AI features, as I mentioned earlier. As you can see here, you have the links for each one of these and examples on how they used, for example, that one. I showed you the LEAP thing from Elsevier, how it was used in Science Direct. Okay, let's talk about the considerations. First of all, the privacy. So many tools really are problematic, and they are not privacy friendly when it comes to using these specialized tools. For example, until recently, the last training I did in, I think, May 2026, they mentioned that search queries in SciSpace were publicly visible and findable via Google. And then you shouldn't share, never ever, the personal data or students' data with these specialized tools, and unless it's de-identified, really, or use privacy-friendly tools whenever you want to use these sensitive data there. Objectivisms and ethics. You have been introduced to these tools, and you will be introduced to more. You are the ultimate one to decide which one's the most appropriate for your task, specifically for specific or certain stage of your research. And then always review the guidelines of the target journal AI disclosure requirements before submitting your work. I will show you two cases. For example, Journal of Business Research. Always look for this information before you submit your manuscript. There's here, for example, if you go to information for the author, look for information for the author. There's something called Declaration of Generative AI Use. Okay, so as you can see here, most of the journals, they permit authors to use specialized AI and AI assisted technologies, but some of them still they don't allow for that. And then I will show you another scenario from Elsevier. They have even restrictions on using the AI for generating figures and images, for tables. It goes even more in depth for that. But one of the things I want to just draw your attention to is here, they have already statement language included for you as an author on how to disclose your usage of generative AI throughout conducting your research. So this is the one, it's available here. Okay. And there is also another one. If you go to Elsevier, okay, you go to for authors, and then the use of generative AI assisted technology in manuscript preparation. They give very detailed description on that. Okay. For example, for the disclosure, this is the title of the section. This is the statement. They provide the same statement, actually, it's used. Don't use specialized AI tools or general purpose AI tools as a co-author. It's not allowed because they need someone who's responsible of the tasks and, can be contacted for accuracy, integrity, and all that stuff. And currently, it's not the case for AI. And then, as you can see here, they go even in depth and discuss when you use generative AI or AI assisted tools for figures, images, and artworks, how you're gonna use that and how you're gonna disclose that. They have specific restrictions on that. The same thing for data images and data visualizations, what you should do here. How should you present it? How should you disclose the AI tools to use that? Is it allowed to use specialized AI tools to do data visualization? The article also very transparent and discuss if it's allowed or not and what the scenarios for that. graphical abstracts and cover art. And even for reviewers, reviewers should not upload the submitted manuscript into AI tool because this violates the author's confidentiality and proprietary rights, as you can see here. However, reviewers can use specialized AI tools in order to support writing their review report, as you can see here, and then to assist in review process as explained below. And this is the disclosure statement for you as a reviewer as well. And even for editors, as you can see here. Any questions, any insights? Anyone would like to discuss their, so give us some examples or cases, their own cases, and dealing with journals and disclosure of using AI?
Dr. Obida, can you please share more light about being a co-author? So if you're a co-author, you can.
Co-author?
Yes.
Yeah. For co-authoring, for AI is, for example, for some, I think most journals, they don't allow it right now. It was actually, it happened actually when these large language models launched at the beginning, and we saw with that some authors, they put ChatGPT as a co-author, and it was accepted and published, right? But not for now, I think. Most of the journal articles, they don't accept that. So as you can see here, authors here, the authorship. Author shouldn't list AI tools as an author or co-author. For example, for this journal in particular. Dr. Amina, did that answer your question?
Yes, yes, thank you.
You are very welcome. So we have, I think Dr. Nikki, I think you, yeah, go ahead.
I think it's interesting. And I heard you say for now. So do you feel like in 5 years, we might look at this really differently in terms of co-authorship or more of, I guess, disclosure, more openness? Because I feel like in some ways there are some avenues that are much more accepting, and other places AI is like a dirty little secret. And I think I don't know. It doesn't feel like across the board in scholarship in the academy there's a across the board I don't know, understanding or acceptance. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. But actually, I would say it depends. I already noticed and witnessed that when it was first launched in 2022, that the including ChatGPT and other language models as co-authors, but not for now. I don't anticipate this even in the future, I think. It's my point of view. More responsible AI should be used, and more use cases will be introduced. And this is not my anticipation. Other colleagues, do you have any insights on what Dr. Nikki said?
I just
Or
want to
talking about?
add that the bigger
Yeah.
question is when you're using AI and it's generating content, who owns that content? There is no clarity who owns that content right now. Like when
Yes.
musician produces the music, he owns the music. But when you're using the AI and generating the content, who owns that content? And
Mm-hmm.
there's no answer to that. And that's a bigger question now than the co-authorship. So technically, if you own the content, then you are the thing. So that's a very unclear part, and there is no current policy for that. Like who owns the content when you're generating using AI?
Yeah. Thank you for your comment, Dr. Srinivasan. Any other comments? Any other insights on that?
I just think that it will be a generational thing. I think that future generations will really not care, honestly. That's what I think. I think that it will be a long road before we get there to the point where everybody will be comfortable to say, well, if AI did generate, then yes, it can be a co-author. We're just not here now because it's still something that is evolving, and it evolves, even faster than the world itself. We can wake up tomorrow and there's something totally new. So all of these uncertainties. But I think that, as generations evolve, it will settle and become just another norm, like, any other thing. That's what I think.
Thank you, Dr. Amina, for your comment. We have other colleagues who raised their hand. Please, I think Dr. Walker.
Yes, I had a question. I don't know if a question, comment / concern, because you're showing us, and it's fascinating because I didn't know all of these AI tools existed, and I think they are useful. And I'm wondering, like if and I know we have a responsibility to verify and check, but if we're relying on what's produced by these tools, like the gaps, they've identified the gaps, but what if there are other gaps, and so I'm thinking, I'm sort of struggling with that, what happens if you're just relying on what this machine is putting out. And then I'm also thinking about, how, if AI has linked all of the articles and has done all of the work, how is it yours? I don't know.
Yeah, this is a very good comment, actually. And then we will discuss in a moment that we shouldn't rely only on this specialized AI tools to get, for example, the gap in the literature or the research gap. We should also rely on the traditional ways that we have been doing in order to conduct the research, in order to make sure that we have the right coverage and we have the right information to the best of our knowledge, again, based on both combining the specialized AI tools as well as the traditional searches as well. Yeah, but thank you, Dr. Walker, for your comment. Appreciate it. Other colleagues, anyone raised their hand?
Yes, Dr. Opening, I have a issue in terms of the ethical consideration of using AI to prepare a manuscript. Now, for me, I just started using AI maybe over the past academic year because I was curious. I'm like, well, using AI to generate a manuscript, how's that my work? That's one part of it. So the other part, we just submitted an article to Social Work and Public Health, and the editor sent back the manuscript because I guess they sent it through AI detector and concluded that one of the images and a table that was in the article was generated by AI, and it wasn't. we manually put that image and table together. So after explaining that to the editor, then they finally backed off, and I just found that was kind of interesting, to say the least.
It is interesting, Dr. Perkins. One question for you. Have you uploaded the image in any way to any of the AI tools prior submitting your manuscript?
No, we did not. We added the image and the table in a separate PDF file along with the text of the manuscript. But then when you viewed the entire article, they just made comments. This table needs to be labeled if it appears that it was AI generated, and it really was not.
Yeah, I'm also interested to know, how did you respond to their comment?
Well, and interesting enough, this journal allowed us to respond, and they responded expeditiously, and and I think they concluded. Uh, I think what they said, when we send you the proof of the manuscript back prior to publication, then you could address this concern, and that's what we did. And it was
Okay.
subsequently accepted and published about 2 months ago. So,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Congratulations.
Uh-huh.
Congratulations on that.
Mhm.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Any other thoughts, concerns,
Yes,
issues?
I have
Yeah.
a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Dr. Ann.
Since we're moving in the direction of truly a research to institution, and there are so many tools that one could use for research, will you be preparing and presenting to the entire faculty the type of workshop that you are presenting to us today? Because I'm not sure, but I would imagine a large volume of the people on the campus, instructors, would like to know more about this. It's an abundance amount of tools. Which is the best tool to use and why? What are the restrictions? And the big umbrella, the ethical considerations. So I think people overall would like to do the right thing in reference to getting their work published or writing a quality paper.
Yes.
But I guess where for me, I'm asking the question, to what extent would I use AI to support what I'm trying to do? So will you be presenting this type of information this fall at Bowie State University?
Thank you so much, Dr. Hillard, for being curious about sharing what we are doing to the whole faculty in the institution. So luckily enough, I was selected as a fellow in the what's it called?
Dr.
The
Garen's program.
Dr. Garens, yeah, Dr.
Yes.
Dr. Garens, yeah.
Mhm.
The CETL fellow, yeah.
Mhm.
And then in the fall, I think they were talking about preparing for presentations about AI, but I didn't get a chance to be in the last meetings, but I will make sure to present something like this for all faculty, either in the spring or the institute or in the fall. Thank you so much.
This
Yeah.
is excellent material. And I believe that everyone could really benefit from this. So that's why I was asking. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Hillard. Any other thoughts? Dr. Williams? Yeah.
Yes, I have a comment. Just to, I think it was Dr. Perkins who was talking about when the editor thought that the image was AI generated. I am a reviewer for a journal. And one of the things that we constantly have conversations about is recognizing that AI is not 100%. And that we do get where AI identifies things that are not AI. And we kind of spoke from it, not only related to manuscripts, but also to individuals' dissertations and things of that nature. So we have a pathway in how we address that. And we kind of do what I think it was Dr. Perkins who had mentioned. We ask the authors, and then what we do is we believe that everyone works with integrity, and then we can speak to that. And then it doesn't hinder us from the possibility of getting that article published. But I think we recognize AI is definitely not the answer to everything. It is a great tool when used correctly, but has many limitations. And I think even those who create AI recognizes the limitations of it, but it's moving much faster than we are. So I just wanted to speak to that because as someone who reviews quite a few manuscripts, we often get things that seem to be AI generated, and it is the author's real authentic work. And we take that into consideration even before we get whatever manuscripts coming across our desk. We've had many conversations about that.
Thank you so much, Dr. William, for your great insight and comment. But as a reviewer, because some other people, they think whatever AI gives them is is something given, and that's it. How would you how would you recommend, what would you recommend for authors to do in order to respond to these kinds of comments in the future?
Well, the manuscript that I actually, I mean, the journal that I actually review for, we have some clear guidelines, what you can and cannot do. And I've actually seen, since I've been a reviewer for them, originally it was no AI, no, 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 no. Then it's transitioned to identifying where you've used the AI and making it clear so that those of us who are going to be reviewing that manuscript can, in a sense, link to where you're telling us that how you utilized it. So I've seen that transition. I think being upfront and honest and recognizing, even if you're doing it for the literature search, identifying that somewhere in your manuscript, because that would speak to, if you do a literature search, some AI may pick up something you wrote just because a literature search was done. And it kind of tags. It does not separate. Unfortunately, AI is not that good. It's only as good as the information that is input. So I would just say, make sure that however you're using AI, if it's your literature search, if it's generating ideas, if it is for the images, then you just identify it and make sure it's clear for all individuals who will be reviewing, or to the editor, and then the editor make sure that they disseminate that to us who are going to be the ones reviewing it.
This is a great insight. Thank you so much, Dr. Williams. And as you can see here, there are specific language that you can use for every single portion of your research as well. Dr. Nikki?
Yeah, I love that. Thank you, Dr. Williams, because I think it's helpful to say where you can and cannot, giving some parameters, because I think the blanket just saying don't really puts people, and I think leads people sometimes to then not be as authentic and honest. And we all want to be that way. Because when you think about it, it really does, AI is like showing up everywhere. If we look at, we have the pro professional version of Adobe, and I just realized now it shows up in there with providing a summary and of information. So it is embedded in, it's not even just you can go to it. It is literally embedded in a lot of the platform and the material that even our university provides, whether it's Copilot. If you open up Copilot and have the latest version, not Copilot, I'm sorry, Microsoft Word, it can do a whole bunch. Copilot can work within your Word document. Even if you don't request it to do it, it is there because, at Bowie, we have the pro version of it. So it's embedded in our Word documents. It's embedded in our Adobe documents, so it can provide a summary and all of that. So I think it's helpful if we have a language about what it looks like and how do you disclose it, how do you ethically use it, and how do you ethically share that you've used it. And realizing that sometimes people may be using it unintentionally. Example of the Adobe, which I just saw about 2 weeks ago. I think I must have updated. And now it will give you a whole summary of your document and a whole bunch of stuff.
Thank you, Dr. Nikki, for this insight. Great one. Again, you should also check each journal's policy on that sake. Yeah. Thank you so much for that. All right, so let's move forward. About finding the right tool. So there are some questions that can really help you to find the right tool. So which database is connected to that specialized AI tool or general AI tool? And then compare the results you get for a similar research in traditional academic search engines. Make sure to compare that. That's why I didn't say that AI, using a specialized AI tool will save your time. It doesn't. You still need to spend good time in doing and conducting the research. What filters and settings does it offer, that tool? How many results does the tool usually show? Especially for non-paying users as well, because most of them are premium. They require premium. And then what features they have. And then the ability to connect it to other tools like Claude and ChatGPT and Zotero, EndNote, and so forth. Is it free or not? Does the tool offer data privacy? And can we export our results? And I showed you one of the examples inside, for example, to download that in different formats, CSV, Excel, LaTeX, and so forth. Does the site offer support to users, frequently asked questions, limitations, privacy statement, and so forth? Okay. And then we have the traditional literature search and AI literature search. We have to combine them. Okay. As you can see, most of the AI tools, as we mentioned, they use a small coverage size database, and then there are different way of searching. It gives them a pros. One of the pros that they have the natural language way of searching. As you can see here, AI tools most suited for getting first draft overview on the topic, generating summaries of the abstract. As I mentioned before, some AI tools document which keywords they extracted from the user natural language queries. As I want to show you, like for example, in Cite, there's this feature when they put the search strategy. Cite. Is it here? No, it should be here. Right here. So as you can see here, the AI assistant, I have the chat, then you put the new chat. This is the question. I'm gonna put it the site.ai, just find it, SCITE.ai. And then as you can see here, if you go on the top, there's search strategy. It gives you the keywords used in each iteration to conduct and bring these results for you, as you can see here. So you can technically take each of these combination of keywords and go to the traditional external databases that you traditionally use, and then put these keywords and try to see the outputs to have good coverage and relevant, really relevant outputs that can really address the research gap for you. Okay. And don't forget that generative AI requires a lot of computing power and energy, which is if you are environment friendly environment, so you should consider this issue as well whenever you do the search as well. All right. So here are some examples on combining both traditional literature search and AI literature search. So first, you may conduct a rough overview of the topic using a suitable AI tool, depending on your in your discipline, depending on which databases you want to have connection to, and then you survey the traditional external databases using the keywords maybe generated by the specialized AI tools, snowball system using the connector tools, as we mentioned earlier, and then towards the end, maybe use another AI connector or finder tool to discover publications you haven't found yet, especially when, for example, you want to extend a conference publication into a journal publication. It's really useful and beneficial to use these specialized AI tools for that. AI tools and other steps for the research process. As you can see here, there are so many steps indicated here. The assistants, finders, connectors, analyzers, writers, presenters, and as you can see, we use these general purpose common tools, as you can see here, for as an assistant AI tools to answer our question and even co-work and using the agents also in order to conduct our research. Analyzer, tool, group. This is how it's categorized for this one as well. I tested the assistants, finders, connectors, and also presenters as well. But actually not the analyzers and writers tools indicated here in the slides. Dr. Satun, you raised your hand.
Yes, I attended a conference earlier this month, and they talked about using AI analyzers to use it in giving feedback not only to their students, but how professors could use it to kind of highlight weak areas. It was kind of like a high overview, but I wanted to know if you were familiar with, because I didn't understand, I had never heard of like an AI analyzer, and it was for written work. I asked the presenter about, is it something that we could use even for like test content? But what's your understanding, or can you kind of elaborate more on how analyzers are utilized to help with maybe teaching and learning for our students?
Thank you, Dr. Satun, for the comment and for the question. So Dr. Srinivasan, luckily he showed us Notebook LM, and he showed us that if you log in using your university account, you will be able to get the pro version. And then he showed us that he upload the files, and then it creates the censuses and analyzes the documents uploaded, and then provide good analysis for that.
And so if I did that for, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
go ahead.
So if I
Go
did
ahead.
that for putting in like student info, because it's after, it was kind of how the presenter used it was like as a teaching tool for those who worked under her, how they could utilize this information to improve their instruction the next semester. But my question would be, what would that look like if I input student papers, even though it's de-identified, but it's still like their intellectual work into those tools? Is there any ethical considerations I should, be aware of? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think this is open. This question is open for all faculty, all colleagues, if you know something. But I know that there is currently no AI policy across the institution, our institution. I'm talking about our institution. They created a task force for creating the AI policy they use for teachers, for faculty, for students, and everyone. But it's an undergoing process. We don't have a clear thing yet for that. So, any other colleagues want to add something?
I just want to add that most of the universities don't have policy. So I saw a couple of issues where good R1 university where one faculty actually uploaded all the submissions for his assignments and then asked the ChatGPT to grade it based on the rubric, and it generated the files for each of the student, and he uploaded back to the Blackboard with that. And then one student went and kind of filed a complaint against that instructor that he was using ChatGPT. But then the university just came back and said that there is no current policy, so the faculties have the liberty to do that, and they are still figuring out. But in terms of ethical thing, if you are probably concerned that you are uploading your manuscript, the only way to avoid is you have to run the LLMs locally to do that. But that's a another big issue. But apart from that, if you're using any of the ChatGPT cloud, whatever data you're uploading, they're using that to train them LLMs.
Very great note. And we will discuss, that's why we discuss the desktop versions versus the web-based version. Very great comment, Dr. Srinivasan.
Yes, I just want to make a comment in terms of the university not having a policy, as most universities may have a policy. Some professors at Bowie by report are penalizing students from using AI to do their work and our assignments, while others are receptive to students using AI as long as they're using AI ethically. So, so this is a discussion that appears, at some point, university should consider implementing a policy around the use of AI related to, students' assignments. Yes.
Yeah, I hear you, Dr.
Yeah.
Perkins.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Are the other folks, do you have any comments, any insights on that space? If you don't have any, we can move forward. And there's here specialized AI tools on conducting systematic literature review. And here with the reference and detailed overview on the AS review. I highly recommend that you try, for example, AS review to see how it works and the features there for conducting that. Okay. Writer tool group, which I never used actually, except for the ChatGPT, the rephrasing and all that stuff. Okay, so here there's a slide about mapping SLR steps to AI tools separate. Scoping analysis, purpose and research questions, context analysis, literature identification. And then as you can see, consensus and size-based elicit are on the top. As you can see, consensus contributes to each one of these stages, as well as size-based mostly contributes to all of these stages except for this one, the purpose and research question. Okay, now it's time to try out some of these tools together. For example, if you go to consensus, and you put this question. There's a cool thing about it. It shows the visualization, the percentage of articles that answers your question as yes, as you can see here. And it shows, as you can see, the sample is 19 most relevant articles. However, when you scroll down, you can load more results, more than 19 results to extend that. Yes, Dr. Nikki, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I hit the wrong button. No, I'm just sorry.
Okay. No worries. No worries. All right. And as you can see here, it provides the overall pattern. As you can see here, a table representing the findings for you. If you want to add a column, you can also add filters, as you can see, if it's published within the past 2 years, 5 years, the journal ranking as well. You can have filtering on the citations, if it's open access or not, methodology, filtering options on the study design, meta-analysis, as you can see here. So you can restrict that, the duration, and so forth. Sources, the publishers, which publishers you want to restrict your filtering for, and then countries. Okay. Also there is the deep, if you remember, one of the notes was about the deep research. If you click on that one, it will do the deep research. And then here, the corpus, which includes all the research papers. It's over 200 million research papers included, or it can be from your library, that you can upload your papers here, for example. And then you can export this as a PDF, copy with citations. Always make sure to click on as you can see here, you can explore to connect. As you can see, Finder as connector of the article to other relevant articles, as you can see here. And then the PDF, you check, it takes you directly, either by downloading the PDF or by taking you directly to the database page. But let's try to do context analysis, for example. So let's say that, for example, we want to contextualize this to a specific market, like business to business market. I'm going to hit OK. Is because I put the deep search. Meanwhile, I will go ahead and go show you something very quick. This is without deep. So as you can see, do you see here one, it says no. So 3% of papers indicated mixed. As you can see, 17% of papers indicate no. I think this is very interesting because it can open kind of innovative research opportunities, right? Whenever you look at these articles that it says no, right? So I would certainly really recommend that you use it at the beginning of framing your research question and contextualizing your research and asking what questions you want to address for your research. Okay. Now, if you go to Elicit, there's something interesting about Elicit, as you can see here in B2B market. So I'm gonna hit enter. For the sake of time, I'm going to show you the result, how it looks like. Look at this nice table. showing the source, summary, so originally it shows source with DOI link, if the text available, or abstract only in summary. There's one thing that you can add is by adding another, for example, most journals right now, they are asking you to connect your results to theoretical framework. So, for example, theoretical, add a column for theoretical framework used for each source. As you can see, the column was added, and you can add more and more columns, like for example, the insight, the conclusion, methodology used in each source, and so forth. And the same thing if you go to sites. So here, if you click on add, do you see this plus button? Click on it. There are so many options like limitation column, intervention column, outcome, geography column, or you add your custom column and you put what you want to fill in that column, as you can see here. And then anyone has an idea about the MCP? So if you click on the MCP, this is the connector information to site, and it's a marketplace that has so many plugins and connectors and even skills that you can add there. So if you go MCP market. What I wanted to show you, if you go to Claude, click on the plus button and you click on skills. Do you see it? So we already discussed connectors, right? There is also something called skills. Skills, you can add your own skills. You can manage to add other kind of skills. So if you go here, manage skills, for example, I have connected this with MCP Market, which has many, many, many skills that you can add and bring to your Claude, and even GPT, ChatGPT as well. So for example, research gap. So I'm going to show you one of the skills already embedded here. So for example, if I added a paper, no. think one of these papers already included here. Mm. Okay. Sustainability, okay. So if you go and add a file, like this one, for example. So one of the skills that you can add skills, there's manage skills. So if I just uninstall it just for you so you can see it. Okay. Skill, manage skills, uninstall. Okay, new chat. Add skill. If you go to add skill, do you see there are so many embedded added skills? Skill is just like a markdown with other files embedded in and can be integrated and can link to your general purpose or common AI tools like ChatGPT and Claude. And it has a specific structure and specific workflow. Okay, so for example, here, for example, let's use learn, for instance. So use this skill when this user wants intellectual understanding. Okay, so I click on the plus button. And then it will be added. So now if I go here, I add the article. And then I put /learn. So I want to learn about this article. I want to this article. It will start teaching us about the article and by asking questions, interactive questions on that article. Do you still see my screen?
Yes.
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 Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so what's your background coming into this? So you answer the question. So for example, basic, most want to go get out of this, for example, understand, for example, the full picture, or you can put specific thing that you want to understand or concepts you want to understand about this this article. So I want to understand what the paper actually is. It gives you really what you want to learn about the article based on answering interactive questions. All right. You can also no, not here. You can add something called add plugins. And I'm gonna let one of you colleagues share your screen, and I give you the how to do it. Any volunteers? Anyone would like to volunteer? No volunteers? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and share that. Okay. So we saw skills. I saw you how to use it, connectors, and there's something called plugins. So if you add plugins here, so Anthropic, they have their own plugins or tools that you can add that have actually both skills and connectors embedded underneath them. So for example, here are some, it can be, these plugins can be used and categorized based on specific use cases and specific disciplines. So for example, it's finance, data, legal, marketing, engineering, human resources, bioresearch. Okay, so let's click on data and see what these plugins include. So if you go here, close this, and then you go to plugins, as you can see, we have the data. What do we have here? Anybody can tell us what are these?
They look like prompts, right?
Yes, these are the skills, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, these are the skills. Each plugin consists of set of skills and set of connectors. As you can see here, you can install connectors to these. And if you want to work with data on Snowflake, for example, connected to other databases, for instance, you can do that. The skill is like the file that is specifically designed and has the workflow to achieve a certain task. For example, answering data questions. For example, here, creating specific visualizations, quality visualizations, selecting the right chart, comparisons, and all that stuff. Explore data visualization skills, statistical analysis. I think Dr. Amina, she asked about this last time. So this existing skill already, which makes the analysis more precise and working on a certain workflow whenever it does the analysis. You are unhappy about these skills, you can create your own skills, or you can browse skills from the market, the MCP market, and connect these plugins into your general purpose things. For example, here, research skills. As you can see here, user research skills. If you go here, and if you go click on agent, these are the servers. If you click on agent skills, you will see these files that you can download and just connect it to your general purpose large language model. Okay. We will discuss, by the way, more about this hopefully on the upcoming data days when we go in depth on that topic. Okay, so for now, there's a use case already included in Claude about planning your literature review using Claude and specialized AI tools. And they provide, if you click here on Ask Claude, it provides the prompt for you on beginning a literature review, because prompt engineering is so important and contextualizing your prompt is very important. So it provides the prompts for describing how to describe your task if you want to use Claude, how to give the Claude context by use extended thinking, deep research, and connect it to external databases, as we mentioned earlier. follow-up prompts by validating a claim you develop, understanding contradicting sources. Here are the prompts again that you can use for that. And then you search for missing coverage. I think Dr. Walker pinpointed that issue as well. And then you can interactively asking the tool in order to see where or if there is any other actually research that can be used to cover the missing coverage thing. Okay, now it's time for you to try some of these tools yourselves. If you want, we can have 10 minutes break, and then you go to the breakout rooms. We will have 5 breakout rooms, the same breakout rooms that you go to with Dr. Thomas, along with your coaches. So we will be back after 10 minutes.